Are you making decisions out of desperation or inspiration? Hello, everybody. It's Dr. B here. Happy Saturday. Let's take a look right over here. Sunrise coming up. Have you slowed down throughout the week? Have you stopped to look at the beauty of what's around you? No matter where you're at in life, if you're making decisions off of desperation or inspiration, life is busy. Modern life is unnaturally stressful. I hope that no matter where you're at on your journey, that you slow down for a moment to see the beauty around you. So this morning, I was with my aunt, and we were dropping off my cousin Jenny, her husband Bino, and their son Steven to the airport. They were out here in Arizona, like myself, celebrating my Uncle Tim. My Uncle Tim went to be with the Lord on Monday. So as we went and we dropped them off to the airport, my aunt brought up something very interesting. And I was like, all right, thank you. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Making decisions from desperation or inspiration. And if you've ever had the death of a loved one, or if you've encountered death with somebody that you care about, you understand then it starts to cause a pause in your life. It starts to get you thinking about where you're at in your life, where you're at on your journey, and if there's any pivots or course corrections that you need to make while you're still here on this earth. So this week has been eye-opening, and this conversation of desperation or inspiration. You see, making a decision out of desperation might be the right decision to make. You know, especially in a survival situation. You know, food, shelter, water. If you don't have any resources, any money to be able to buy food and you need to eat, you might make some decisions out of desperation. If you have a family that you're trying to feed and you don't have the resources to put food on the table, you might make some decisions out of desperation rather than inspiration. Desperation really is about survival. And at moments in our life, it may come down to that. However, I'm going to have you consider that when we make decisions out of desperation, and it's not in a true survival situation, it may then compromise our goals and the things that we're actually striving for. You see, if we're making decisions about our health out of desperation, we might be forced into doing things that we otherwise might not do had we had a moment to think about the consequences and outcomes of the decisions that we make. People ask me all the time, hey doc, do you think I should be taking this drug? And I say, you know what? I don't know. What's your goal? You know, depending on what your goal is going to determine what decision that you're going to make. And a lot of people out of desperation, because maybe they're in some sort of pain, maybe they have some sort of symptom, maybe they are dealing with some sort of illness or disease, you're forced into making a decision out of desperation where drugs and surgery are your option. But if you are making decisions off of inspiration, you're staying focused on what your vision is for your life. You're staying focused on what your values are. And then you are aligning your behaviors in order to help yourself achieve the vision that you have based off of the values that you have regarding your health. But this is no different in relationships. This is no different in finances. So if you're waiting for the crisis, if the crisis hits, you may make decisions out of desperation. But I'm going to have you consider, what about making your decisions out of inspiration? And being connected to your source, being connected to God, being connected to the calling that's on your life, and being guided that way. Having the power and being empowered to influence your outcomes when it comes to your health, influence your outcomes when it comes to your relationships and your finances, so that you're not living crisis to crisis and making decisions out of desperation. You see, my dad had a heart attack at 42, and he quit smoking after that heart attack. Now, on one hand, he made a decision out of desperation, and that's the way that it worked out. But since his life was saved, he could then start to make different decisions out of inspiration. So don't wait for your first crisis to be forced into action. Make a conscious decision today and be empowered in making that decision out of inspiration. So think about where at in your life. Where at in your life are you making decisions that may not be aligning with what you're wanting as an outcome? Because remember, what you believe determines how you behave, which determines your outcomes. So what you believe about your health determines how you behave about your health, which is going to determine your health outcomes. And don't think about this as good or bad, better or worse, right or wrong. Ask yourself, are the decisions I'm making working for me, or are they not working for me? And if they're not working for you, are you making your decisions out of desperation or inspiration? I would tell you that it's been my experience is that when you come from a place of inspiration, you are empowered and you start to see how you can influence the situation rather than being forced into making decisions out of desperation, which may not lead to the outcomes that you desire. So where at in this message are you hearing something for yourself? What are you hearing for you in this message? How does this apply to you? Go ahead, leave a comment down below. If you're resonating with this message, give a thumbs up, throw a heart in there, and then share this with somebody else that you know that needs to hear this today. Together, we might be able to change some lives, if not save some lives together. Remember, there's an I in illness and a we in wellness. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Go make it a great day.